guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you all are having a great weekend. I know I am enjoying mine. This review is for Marriage Bootcamp Season 18, Episode 6, so don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. And let's just get right into this review because so much happened in this episode. Now, as you guys may know, if you guys have been watching this season very closely, Molly and Treasure have been arguing so much, especially in the previous episode. She even called him the devil because he's manipulative and controlling. Monty definitely had some words for Molly in the previous episode because she saw some abusive tendencies in him that a guy that she had dated in the past had as well. And so she felt some type of way and she started questioning both him and Treasure in the previous episode, and she even got emotional at one point. Now everyone seems to feel the same way about Molly, especially Monty and Miles. They believe that he is an antagonist and they believe that everything that Treasure has been saying about him is true. Now everyone was sitting at the table talking and they start talking about Monty and how she needs to forgive Tough for the things that he did when he was 25. I believe the same thing kind of, only because of the fact that she stayed with him. I feel like if she believes that he's a cheater and she can't get over it, then I feel like why stay in the relationship with him where you have to not trust him at all and where like your relationship is just not really going anywhere. It's staying in the same place because of the lack of trust in the relationship and because the fact that you're still hurt about all the cheating he's done in the past. Why keep torturing yourself and him if you're not going to let it go? So I honestly just feel like she should leave him. But I do think that everybody in the show kind of meddles in each other's business so much, and they kind of put more energy into other people's relationships than their own. Personally, watching this season, I don't feel like any of the couples should stay together, to be honest with you. Now, in this conversation, Tough did say that he grew up thinking it was okay to cheat because both his father and his grandfather cheated on his mom and his grandmother, but the women still stayed with them because the family was still being taken care of. And so he did apologize to Monty and took accountability for his actions, but it might be too little too late. And I'll explain why in a little bit, because once they do the challenge, it kind of all comes together. Now, Molly and Treasure start arguing at the table, and Treasure decides to tell the truth and say that they're not really a couple, that they barely know each other. They just came up with a plan to come on the show for the money and to help their careers. Now, I sensed from the very beginning that Molly and Treasure were not a couple. They didn't really seem to be that into each other. They didn't seem like they had any type of connection with one another. I also don't feel that Miles and Amber are a couple either, but they're going to obviously stay on the show because they're more of an entertaining couple on the show than the other ones. So that's the reason why they're going to keep Amber and Miles, but I don't believe that they're a couple either. Treasure also stated that the first time she had sex with Molly, that he took Molly and then he forced her to take one too. She said that she felt forced to take it and that she couldn't reject taking the Molly. And that's a very serious allegation on top of other allegations that have come out against Molly within the last year or so. But Treasure ends up saying that she wants to go home. And so Judge Toller has a conversation with her asking Treasure if she wants to get law enforcement involved. I don't know if she said that this whole situation between her and Molly having sex for the first time and him giving her Molly was in the house, in the Marriage Bootcamp house. So if you know if that's when it occurred, please put it down in the comment section, because I wasn't really clear on whether or not that happened at the Marriage Bootcamp house or not. Now, Treasure basically says that she just wants to go home and be with her family, and she'll make her decision once she's home and she's able to think clearly. If Molly did do that, he's definitely wrong, and he's going to be in a lot more trouble than he already is right now. Now, Miles believes that Treasure has been honest and Molly is a liar, but really both of them are liars because they both lied to get on the show. She agreed to lie with him to get on the show to get money and advance her career. And some of the things that she's been saying throughout this season so far about her relationship with Molly, really, you have to question it a little bit because of the fact that they're not even in a relationship. They were actually saying that they only talked on the phone with each other about their careers and how they didn't meet until right before they were coming on the show when they had to quarantine together. So I don't understand what type of relationship they could have built over that very short period of time. But I also do see a lot of negative things about Molly. He seems like he is manipulative. He seems like he is a liar. He seems like he is controlling. And he's proven that so far being on the show. So, I mean, there is some truth to what Treasure has been saying. And once Dr. Ish has a conversation with Molly, he ends up deflecting. Okay, he ends up deflecting and saying that Treasure has a lot of pain inside, and maybe that's the reason why she's putting all of that crap on him. And he was basically deflecting, putting everything on Treasure and not taking really any accountability for himself. He even tried to lie and say that him and Treasure are not in an actual relationship, but there was a vibe between the two of them, and he did feel like he had a connection with her and that he was interested in her, which I don't believe that at all. And Dr. Ish didn't seem to believe anything that Molly was saying either. He seems like a liar, and he seems like he doesn't actually listen. He seems like he just hears what he wants to hear and only to respond to what you're saying, but he's not really retaining anything that you're saying, if that makes any sense. He actually said that he wanted to stay on the show to work on himself without Treasure being there, because Treasure did end up going home. I don't really see the point of that, because it's like you're by yourself. Everything that they do on the show is based on couples, so what are you really going to do? And I just don't feel like Dr. Ish really likes Molly, so I don't think he's going to allow that to happen anyway. Now, the couples end up doing the intimacy drill later the next morning because of the fact that there was so much drama between Molly and Treasure that they couldn't even get to the drill that very first day. So they had to wait until the next day to do so. Now, they have to do this intimacy drill where each couple has to spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, they have to act out with their puppets. This drill for me is always like a little uncomfortable to watch for some reason every time they do this drill every season. Now, Amber and Miles end up going first, and they landed on Touch My Hand. So they started demonstrating how Miles will initiate sex with Amber, but she always rejects him. She said that when he came out as bisexual and started dating men, it really turned her off. She said that people are always telling her that Miles will start dealing with men again. And Miles believes that if Amber stopped listening to other people, they would be getting married by now. And Amber does not agree with that. I personally don't think that they're a couple, but if they are, I don't believe it's other people who is in Amber's head. I think that she really just doesn't want to be with a man who likes men, which is okay. She doesn't have to want to be with a man who is interested in other men, but I think that she should just leave him and stop leading him on in the first place. If she knows that she's not going to want to be intimate with him, she's never going to get over the fact that he dates men, she has the right to not want to be with somebody like that, but she's gonna have to just leave him instead of continuing the relationship. It just doesn't make any sense to me to keep on going. Now, Monty and Tuff end up going next, and they get Freak Like Me. Their demonstration was kind of awkward, but Monty seemed to be enjoying it, although she did admit that she doesn't give him oral sex because of his cheating, and says that she doesn't feel there's a chance she'll ever do it with him again. She honestly should leave him, honestly, because I don't feel like there's any moving forward in their relationship. I think they're always going to be stuck exactly where they are. And, you know, she really did say that she wasn't going to ever, engage in any type of oral sex with him ever again because of the fact that he's cheated, and she feels like she's not the only person that has done that to him. And I understand what she's saying. I truly do. But I believe that if she feels that way and there's no way of moving forward, then she should just end the relationship. I just don't see what's the point of continuing to keep going on. Now, N.O.R.E and N.O.R.E end up going last, and they get Kiss Me on My Neck. And their demonstration just proves that not only does N.O.R.E not help around the house, but he doesn't help in the bedroom either. I don't think that N.O.R.E is happy with N.O.R.E at all. I think that she's only with him because it's comfortable. She knows him. She's been with him for a really long time. And so that's the reason why she stays with him. But do I think that she's happy with him? No. It's been very clear throughout this season so far that he's controlling. He doesn't trust her. He doesn't want her to do anything. He wants her to stay locked up in the house. Meanwhile, he can do whatever he wants to do. And I just don't feel like she's happy with him. And this is why I feel like none of the couples should end up together at the end of this season. So at the very end of this episode, Dr. Ish ends up telling Molly that he has to leave boot camp. There's no reason for him to be there. He doesn't meet the qualifications because he doesn't even have a partner. And when he did have a partner, they weren't even really a couple. And so he tells Molly to leave. Now, I could have sworn in one of the seasons they let one person stay when the other person left. I don't know which season it was, but I could have sworn they did that before. I just truly don't think that Dr. Ish likes Molly, and he's not a likable person anyway. From what we've been able to see, he's not very likable. So I really do believe that that's the reason why he told Molly he had to leave, because I could have sworn they let somebody stay by themselves in boot camp before. Now, that's my thoughts on this week's episode of Marriage Boot Camp. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for me. I appreciate it. Thanks to all my subscribers for the support. I appreciate you all, and I will see you guys in my next video.